Good evening, afternoon or morning. Movie Cat is at the microphone, and today I will tell you about a film that will explain why you cannot trust those who grant wishes, even if they really can. For your attention, a comedy of the year 2000, Bedazzled.
A deal's a deal. You get one more wish, and I get your soul.
And in order not to lose this channel, I recommend to subscribe. The devil scans the planet Earth in search of a suitable city where he can make deals with people, fulfillment of wishes in exchange for a soul. Suitable people in New York 63%, too easy. In the Vatican, on the contrary, it is too difficult, because there are only 1% of suitable people, a very low rate. Apparently, the devil did not look into the Catholic Church. In San Francisco, 30% is what is really needed. The devil instantly finds a lonely guy who is looking for love. At the same time, he is miserable, distracted, ready to please everyone. Elliot is a modest, shy guy. He works in the technical support department, and every morning he approaches all his colleagues, obsessively offering to spend free time together. However, his colleagues avoid him and lie to him that they are not going to go to the bar after work today. In the evening, Elliot comes to the bar and sees all his colleagues there. He sits down at their table, although they didn't invite him. Suddenly, Elliot notices a girl in the bar who works in their firm, only in a different department. Her name is Allison. She likes buttered toasts, and Elliot has been in love with her for 4 years. He tells all this to his colleagues, although they didn't ask him. Then his colleagues force him to approach the girl and talk to her to see how Elliot will be embarrassed. And so it happens. Allison gets bored after the first phrase and runs away. Colleagues laugh at him, and Elliot very quietly says that he is ready to give everything in the world, so this girl belongs to him. Suddenly, a billiard ball rolls to Elliot's feet, which a gorgeous girl in red asks him to return. When he approaches, the girl confesses that she is the devil and offers to fulfill 7 wishes in exchange for his soul. Elliot, of course, does not believe her, and then the devil offers to fulfill a test wish. Elliot says he wants a Big Mac and a glass of Coke. The devil takes him to a bus that goes to McDonald's for a while. There, the devil orders a Big Mac and a Coke, then she asks Elliot to pay for it. When disappointed Elliot wants to leave, the devil offers to give him a ride. She brings Elliot to her nightclub, where suddenly everyone knows him as if he was a celebrity. Girls want to dance with him, men want to take pictures. Even all his work colleagues are here, and they are fighting each other for his attention. The devil says she can make it happen for Elliot, just in exchange for his soul. Elliot refuses to give up his priceless soul, although when he wonders what a soul is and why it is needed, he cannot answer. Suddenly, the devil shows Elliot an alternate future where he and Allison are in love, and the devil says it's possible if they sign a contract, 7 wonderful wishes in exchange for some miserable soul. Elliot agrees, signs the contract and makes his first wish to marry Allison and become very rich and very influential. The devil offers Elliot a pager and tells him to hit 3 sixes on it in case something suddenly goes wrong, and then she claps her hands. Elliot wakes up in a huge bed to find Allison sleeping next to him. Then he notices a ring on the finger. He leaves the room and realizes that he lives in a luxurious mansion. A butler approaches him and asks in Spanish when breakfast can be served. Elliot replies that he doesn't speak Spanish, but he speaks it in Spanish. Elliot, again in Spanish, explains at length that his teacher at school did not teach the subject well, so he does not know the language. The butler is tactfully silent. Elliot descends, and his underlings, who look like his former colleagues, present him with an expensive horse. Suddenly, Elliot sees his wife with her English teacher, Raoul, and then Elliot pulls out his mustache out of jealousy. The subordinates have known for a long time that his wife is cheating on him with Raoul, and they even show him photos. Elliot bursts into his wife's bedroom to find out why. Then Allison says that she hates him with all her heart, but she doesn't have time to explain why, because a subordinate comes and says that there are problems at the factory. Russians are dissatisfied with the quality of the product. When Elliot understands the quality of which exactly product the Russians are dissatisfied with, he becomes hysterical. He wanted to be very rich and very powerful, and the devil made him a Colombian drug lord. Suddenly, Raoul appears at the factory and says that he has already taken Elliot's woman, and now he will also take the business. The shooting begins, the Russians rush to their helicopter, and Elliot, who is trying to escape the bullets, clings to the bar. After 100 meters, Elliot falls, but in flight manages to get the pager and hit 3 sixes. Elliot lands softly on the car in his normal reality and tells the devil that he didn't want it. The devil reminds he wanted to get married, it was no one word about love. He also wished to be rich and influential, and such people are never safe. Also, Elliot is wrong if he thinks that women are necessarily attracted to money and power. She offers Elliot to sneak into Allison's home and try to find out what type of man does she like. After opening Allison's diary, the devil reads, "It was the best night of my life. I don't even remember the names of those boys whom I called to my house for." The devil laughs and says it's a joke. In fact, the diary says that Allison dreams of meeting a subtle and emotional man who is not shy about openly expressing his feelings. Then Elliot, without thinking for a long time, makes a second wish. He wants to be the most sensitive man, and also Allison must to love him. The devil snaps his fingers and Elliot appears on the beach at sunset. He sees Allison in front of him. He tries to tell her that he loves her and is going to weave a wreath to decorate her head. Elliot looks at the sunset and cries because it is beautiful and makes him think about the importance of appreciating the moment. Suddenly, 3 guys approach them and invite Allison to drink beer, and she happily accepts. She tells Elliot that it's been a great 3 weeks, but he's too emotional, and now she needs a guy who is not attached to her, who would spit on her thoughts and desires. Allison leaves with the guys, and Elliot, still crying, dials 3 sixes on the pager. Elliot tells the devil that he noticed how she tries to spoil the wishes she fulfills. However, the devil answers that it is impossible to do anything perfectly, and she has no control over external circumstances. Elliot realizes that there is no point in figuring out what Allison wants, because her desires are constantly changing. Therefore, Elliot asks to make him a big, strong athlete who does what he loves, and people admire him. Elliot ends up on the basketball court. He is a giant with a height of 2 meters 28 centimeters and plays so much better than others that he wins the match almost alone. He is so huge that even a super strong basketball backboard cannot withstand its mass, and is so brutal that he spits out broken glass right into the TV camera. However, when the correspondent interviews Elliot, the basketball player does not understand the question longer than 3 words, and answers everything in the same way: "I give all 100% and even more." In the locker room, Elliot is approached by a reporter from a sports newspaper, Allison Garner. She wants to make an appointment with the basketball player to have an exclusive interview with him in an intimate setting, because she is sure that he just has a huge talent. Suddenly, the towel falls from Elliot and the journalist quickly remembers that she will be very busy, although they never discussed the date. Elliot looks down and sees that the talent is not huge at all. The basketball player scolds the devil with his last words and tries to score 3 sixes on the pager. On the 4th attempt, he succeeds and Elliot meets the devil in the hospital. He is outraged and wants to demand an explanation from the devil, but forgets about it when he sees how the devil replaces the medicine of the sick with candy. She claims that the placebo cures no worse than the real medicine. Elliot is ready to make his next wish. He wants to be very smart, be able to speak beautifully, be attractive, rich, and have great talent. Elliot appears at a banquet where the entire intellectual elite of New York is already waiting for him. Allison asks her friend who this incredibly attractive stranger is, and she tells that Elliot is a successful writer. He published 4 books in 3 years and even won a Pulitzer Prize. The friend emphasizes that Elliot is successful in every way. Allison comes to introduce herself. Then she and Elliot talk for a long time over champagne and finally go to his house. They walk into his huge, expensive apartment and see a man in the bedroom, asking Elliot what the hell is going on. Elliot is horrified to realize what has happened, but asks Allison for one kiss anyway, just to make sure. After 30 seconds, Elliot finally realizes that he is gay. He returns back to his reality and understands, first of all, that he was selfish and only wanted to improve his own life. And secondly, no matter what he wishes for himself, the devil will still spoil everything. Elliot then tells her that he wants to do great things, and that's why he wants to be the President of the United States. The devil makes him Abraham Lincoln and sends him to April 14, 1865, exactly 5 minutes before a Confederate supporter shoots him in the head. Elliot quickly dials 3 sixes on the pager and reappears in his reality. He wants to think better what to make of the next 2 wishes, but the devil says that there is only one left. He was a president, a successful writer, a basketball player, a sentimental romantic, and a drug lord. That's 5. And the 6th is a Big Mac with Coke. It also counts, because Elliot said, "I wish." In despair, Elliot goes to church and tells the Holy Father that he met the devil and sold his soul. Taking into account, the Holy Father calls the police. He does not believe much in devil. In the cell, the stranger tells Elliot that the soul cannot be sold because it does not belong to him. It is the property of God, like everything that exists. The next morning, Elliot goes to the devil's nightclub and declares that he won't make any more wishes. The devil tries to persuade him for a while, but then she gets fed up and takes Elliot to hell, where he is holding for the huge trident and hanging over the fire. Elliot gives up and shouts that his last wish is for Allison to always be happy. The next moment, he finds himself on the floor of the courthouse, where the devil works time to time. She explains that the contract is annulled if a person spends his desire for the sake of another. Elliot is satisfied that he saved his soul. He goes to work and meets Allison. He unexpectedly confidently asks her out for coffee, but she replies that she has a boyfriend, probably thanks to Elliot's wish. At work, his colleagues try to goad him, but Elliot suddenly confidently grabs one of them and asks him to let go. In the evening, Elliot returns home and sees that he has a new neighbor, a girl from France named Nicole, who looks just like Allison. She asks Elliot to help her carry things into the house. Elliot unexpectedly confidently offers to set up the speakers for her to listen to music while they bring things in. After some time, they are walking together in the city. The devil and the god are sitting on the street and playing chess. Thank you for watching. All the same, it seems to me that 7 wishes are too many. If you had only one, what would you wish for? Write in the comments. Also, please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe.